Time to waddle into something awesome, because today we're heading straight into the icy, windswept world of one of the happiest, flashiest, and fastest birds on the planet, the Gentoo penguin. These little legends don't just waddle around looking adorable. Oh no, they're Olympic-level swimmers, expert breath holders, and the proud owners of one of the boldest tuxedos in the entire animal kingdom. By the time we wrap this adventure, you'll know exactly why the Gentoo penguin isn't just cool, it's ice-cold awesome. Let's dive right in. So who exactly are the Gentoo penguins? Gentoo are one of the most recognizable penguins on the planet. Their bright orange-red beak, snowy white belly, and that bold white stripe stretching across the top of their head give them a look that stands out instantly against the icy landscape. Instead of a single uniform species, scientists now recognize 4 distinct Gentoo groups: the Northern Gentoo, Southern Gentoo, Eastern Gentoo, and Western Gentoo. Each group lives in its own region of the Southern Ocean, shaped by slightly different environments. Where do these penguins call home? They thrive on islands surrounding Antarctica, places like the Falkland Islands, South Georgia, the South Shetland Islands, the Kerguelen Islands, Macquarie Island, and along the Antarctic Peninsula. They prefer rocky beaches and open coastal areas where they can move quickly between land and sea. If the air is crisp, the breeze is icy, and the waves are crashing, the Gentoo penguin is right at home. Now let's talk about one of the things Gentoo penguins absolutely excel at: eating. These penguins enjoy a seafood buffet that's always open. Their favorite meals include krill, small fish, and squid. They're incredibly fast hunters, weaving through the water with smooth, powerful strokes as they chase down prey. Their bodies are built for underwater agility. Sleek, streamlined, and strong, Gentoos can twist, turn, and rocket forward with total precision. And yes, they can hold their breath. These penguins stay underwater for up to 7 minutes when finding food, giving them plenty of time to search for the perfect snack. Every dive is a calculated mission. They typically plunge to around 100 to 200 feet, though they're capable of pushing even deeper when the moment calls for it. Their heart rate slows down during dives, conserving oxygen and helping them stay calm and efficient beneath the waves. We'll explore their incredible underwater physiology later in this video. Gentoo penguins aren't just fast, they're stunning to look at. Their sleek black backs and snowy white bellies create the classic penguin tuxedo look, but the wide white stripe across the top of their head is what truly makes them stand out. Add in that bright orange-red beak and matching webbed feet, and you've got one of nature's most stylish birds. Gentoos are the 3rd largest penguin species in the world, just after emperor and king penguins. Adults typically weigh between 8 and 12 pounds and stand around 30 inches tall, about the size of a medium-sized dog. They're also full of personality. Gentoos are playful, sometimes sliding down snow slopes on their bellies just for fun. They flap, jump, and dart through the water with energy that seems almost limitless. Gentoo penguins are social creatures through and through. They live in colonies that can number from a few dozen to several thousand penguins. Within these bustling communities, everyone seems to know their neighbor, and there's always a lot of chatter going on. Yes, they make sounds. Gentoos use a variety of calls to communicate, from loud trumpeting noises to softer, more affectionate calls when greeting their mates or chicks. Each penguin's call is unique, like a personal signature echoing across the colony. They also display fascinating behaviors. When excited or playful, they often flap their wings, bow to one another, or even engage in gentle pecking games. Watching a group of Gentoo penguins interact is like seeing a lively, snowy party in motion. And while they're social on land, they're just as independent in the water. Gentoos coordinate pursuit with a mix of instinct and strategy, yet somehow always seem to return to the safety of their colony afterward. Now let's dive into the love life of Gentoo penguins. And yes, it's as charming as you'd hope. Gentoos typically mate for life. Once a pair forms a bond, they often stay together year after year, greeting each other with joyful calls and flipper touches each breeding season. Mating season usually begins in late spring in the southern hemisphere. Each pair works together to build a nest, which is typically a circular mound made of stones. Some Gentoos are even known to steal pebbles from neighbors, to make their nest just right. The female usually lays 2 eggs, and both parents share the job of keeping them warm. They take turns incubating the eggs for 34 to 37 days. Once the chicks hatch, the parents feed and protect them until they fledge. Depending on species, their independence can be around 70 to 117 days. Watching a Gentoo colony during breeding season is a heartwarming sight. One of the most endearing things about Gentoos is their dedication to their families. Even after chicks fledge, parents often remain nearby, keeping an eye on the young as they learn the ways of the ocean. Gentoo penguins aren't just fast. They're built to thrive underwater in ways that would impress any athlete. Even when they're not chasing food, Gentoos can hold their breath for several minutes using a special adaptation that allows them to store oxygen in their muscles and blood efficiently. This means that they can explore underwater longer than most birds ever could. Their heart rate slows down dramatically during dives, a process called bradycardia. This helps conserve oxygen and allows them to glide gracefully through the water with minimal effort. It's like having a natural underwater pause button. They're also incredibly agile swimmers. Using their flippers like wings, Gentoos twist, turn, and maneuver with astonishing precision, jumping in and out of the water like a dolphin, weaving through underwater obstacles and making sharp, sudden changes in direction without losing energy. While submerged, they can control their buoyancy by adjusting air in their lungs and body position, almost like miniature submarines. This skill lets them hover, sink slowly, or dart upward in the blink of an eye. Gentoo penguins can live around 15 to 20 years in the wild, enjoying long, adventurous lives in their icy homes. They are excellent problem solvers, navigating tricky terrain, hopping over obstacles, and sometimes working together to move stones for their nests. Their teamwork is surprisingly organized, showing a level of cooperation that feels almost choreographed. As we come to a close, watching these penguins in their natural habitat is a reminder of the beauty, strength, and joy of life. Fast, curious, and full of personality, Gentoo penguins are a true treasure of the Southern Ocean. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you leave with a new appreciation for these incredible birds and a big smile. If you enjoyed this journey, give us a thumb up, subscribe to BearBunk, and follow our channel for more amazing wildlife stories. And remember, these clever little birds tackle every challenge like tiny adventurers, hopping, planning, and sometimes teaming up to get the job done. Keep exploring, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.